that, something really to help them out, really get yourself out there, you know, mingle, do like I remember used to do when they had the Wings of Strength, they had that muscle house where you get all the women and they were in the house together, do something like that. But like I said, Jake's focused on other things, and if he thinks I
But
want
think about it. I mean, think about it this way: how many of these girls have podcasts? How many of these girls go on podcasts without being paid? So again, at the end of the day, it's not just about your podcast, George, or Jeremy's podcast. It's about create exposure for yourself. Create exposure for one another. I'm sure if like you had an Angela Yo and like a Andrea Shaw and Ashley Jones all on one podcast, I mean, it'd be huge for what their sport is doing. Not just like you see this like thing on the Wings of Strength channel of them all in the gym lifting, but how many people watch that shit? But if you self promote like, hey, I'm going to be on, let's say, the All Rage George page, on this day, and send a link. You know how many people have asked me, and I got this, and actually I have to start having you do that. Hey, what's the link to the podcast you're on? Ask me, and so I got to start giving out this link to people because they want to watch, they want to listen, they want to hear what we're saying. That's us as guys. I'm not a female. I don't. I'm competing men's open bodybuilding, masters open bodybuilding. But again, they want to hear from them. They don't want to hear from us. They want to hear from them. So, and again, since I've been on your show, it's like you get a few people here and there. Jeremy's had some good people on there, but again, at the end of the day, don't fucking sit here and cry over bullshit if you're not willing to, change yourself and your perspective to get people to understand what your perspective and what you guys actually do are. What's your daily life? What happens in your day? I just found out that Angela Yo is a baker. Like she bakes. Like Tina told me she's a baker, so she actually bakes cakes for a living. I'm like, who would have knew? But how interesting is that? The world champion is a cake maker, and I guess really good at it because she sent Tina some pictures. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. How interesting of a story is that? That's awesome.
I would love to have it on because
But you would never know. But you
yeah,
would never know.
yeah. We have a comment here. This is from War 2000 says, "What's the first show for 2025? The Triple O Dynasty, right? Yes, it's the first show for
Yep.
Women's Bodybuilding for 2025." Also, we have here Balls Deep. He's here. He says, "Schmo gang, 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 gang." He says, "What up and salute. Thank you, brother." He says, "Chicago in here. I appreciate that. Smash the like button. I appreciate that. And also, peace and blessings to the chat. Yeah, I appreciate that. And also, this is from Warrior. He says, Rachel Daniels is a beast. Routines and in the gym. Yeah, I mean, I follow Rachel Daniels. I'm about to work on something about her. But also, as you mentioned, Angela Yo. She sometimes she be on social media even now and then, but she just posted this last week. I put repost on my IG channel, but here's the full video where she's talking. So we're gonna pull it up here. It's Angela, the second runner up, first runner up at the Olympia, and current world women's bodybuilding champion. So
turn your volume up. Let's talk. I just got back from the gym. I feel amazing. Today was the first day running through the new back training program, but also kind of a welcome back day because I'm returning from my annual social media break. And truly, the very first thing I wanted to do was get on and thank you guys. Thank you for every bit of support, every message, every post, every story, every mention, every picture, every piece of art, all of it. It means the world to me. Thank you for caring. Thank you for following what I'm up to, my journey, my bodybuilding. Like I love this sport so much. And you guys make this so much fun. The interaction, the dynamics, like this is this is the best life I can imagine living. And I just had the best year in my career. It's amazing. And I wanted to say this in a video and not write it down, not like type it into the post, because one of my major goals for this year, personal growth wise, is to be in front of the camera with you more, to talk to you more, to show you more, post more. I have an incredible life, like full of adventure, and I think you guys are really going to have a blast. So I need to get back into the swing of it. But really, the first thing I wanted to do was do a little reflecting and make sure that I did the right thing with a thank you first. So thank you. Everything, all of this means the world to me, and it's only getting bigger from here. It's as big as it could possibly be almost already. I love bodybuilding so much. I love this sport. I love the people. I love what we do. I love the dynamics. It's an amazing life. So thank you for being a part of it. And also, if you've made it this far through the video, please check out my sponsors below. I would not be here without their support, and a lot of them have been with me for years, and I truly hope that I can also push them forward and do them justice and make sure that they get the recognition they deserve from me and for helping me out this far. So thank you to my sponsors. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the fans. Thank you to my friends, family, everybody. Oh, there's going to be so much more. So posts incoming.
That
Turn
was
your volume up.
really, I really
Let's
appreciate
talk.
because she's a really cool lady. I post stuff on her on my social media. She responds to it. She's comment to it. She looks even. This is like maybe just about a month since Olympia. Her shoulder's just amazing. I mean, when she won, I was kind of brokenhearted because how much I love Andrea, and to take and win. I mean, this is right here. She was just so happy, and she should be proud of herself because you came in your best condition. The champ came a little short, and she looked great. I mean, I got to give it to her. I'm still, like I said again, I still, love Andrea. I can never, give my love for her, but
Mhm.
Angela is just that she has a good spirit, a good person, good soul. Some people may not like her as much because I think her look, her style is something totally different. But she just, she's really loves bodybuilding. It's her and her husband, and they've been together for a long time. I remember she was doing an interview for the Field Bobby Channel how when they were together early in their relationship, they were in a wreck, and it was like they were riding a motorcycle, and he took the brunt of it for her. The guy still has some issues from it. I mean, I think he still has to get some problems with his hips and stuff like that. He took the brunt for that. And that's saying that's how much you love a woman if you're going to take a force of her getting hit by a car like they did. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the sport needs more of that, and she's just become very vocal because Tina's like, she, and I don't know it was before or after she won the world championships that she became more vocal, and that's just what the sport needs. But again, they need to be on platforms like your show. They need to be on platforms like all these other guys, and Jeremy's platforms to they're more exposures. I mean, it's like here's the thing. It's like when a person drops a movie, right? They they have a person who they do a gamut of tours and a gamut of interviews with news people and appearances every place and all this other stuff. These are what these girls need to do with you guys. They need to just hit the circuit like, hey, Jeremy, when's your podcast? Hey, George, when's your podcast? Hey, when's such and such podcast? And jump on these podcasts and start creating exposure because everybody has a different audience. Some have the same and some have different. But at the end of the day, that's how you start regaining max exposure for, these people to understand what these girls are doing. And again, when she says thanks, I mean, has she ever talked to her sponsors? Have Andrew ever talked to her sponsors? Because I know they all have sponsors. Everybody sit here on this show and be like, man, somebody out there have to have money. Well, clearly these girls have sponsors. Why aren't their sponsors stepping up and supporting what they're doing, for shows? You know what I'm saying? You know, if these people have been sponsoring you for this song and Andrew for this show, and I don't know how many girls actually have sponsors, but like, hey, our sport is dying. I don't want to be a dinosaur. I want to keep living and I'm becoming a dinosaur if our sport's not promoted. What can you do to help? That's the question, because you got all these guys out there, but that's a limited deal. But again, if you run the gamut, like, after the Olympia or after the World Championships, and just start creating even more media hype between like you and Andrea Shaw, and just talking and creating some kind of, it's not bad blood. It's like, it's creating something that everybody's like, man, I can't wait to see the Olympia. Man, I can't wait to see them running back to the the World Championships. Man, I can't wait to see this girl on stage, versus this girl on stage. A little, smack talking in a good way, just to create and promote, their sport. And on top of that, running the gamut with your show and Jeremy's show and all this other stuff. If I was their manager, that's what I'd be saying. I'm like, hey, we all need together. They need to create a form, and they need to post it on social media. Like, hey, girls, we need a bodybuilding form for just all the pros to go on there and do shows, and like, and designate girls to, like, it ain't just Andrea. There's how many? I don't even know how many women bodybuilders, pro bodybuilders out in the world there is. But to do something like that, so that, again, like, okay, we're not going to let our sport die again. We're going to try to go out there and get sponsors between our sponsors and other sponsors out there to create and to promote something. If you do that, it creates a buzz. And if you create that buzz, God, I sound like Raheem right now. If you create that buzz, and that's a compliment, Raheem, by the way. If you
Speaking of
create
the devil,
that
he might
buzz,
come.
it becomes more it becomes more, you get more notoriety doing it that way than what they're doing now. And we talked about that on Jeremy's show as well. You see guys out there making videos and posting, and so do I, and things like that. But these girls, you just hear crickets, and that's, I mean, the subject at hand, if I was a girl and I seen the subject at hand, I'm like, man, I want to go on the show. I want to go on the show, because, clearly I may have some ideas. And now you're talking about ideas. I had a conversation during the election. Somebody was like, one of my bar guys got into me with, the trans thing and all this other shit. And she goes, well, you sound like a Trumpster. And I go, here's the funny thing. For one, it sounds shitty. I didn't vote because I don't like neither one of the fucking people. But two, I said, those are my ideas, my ideology, on which, if I vote, I don't vote on emotion. I vote on what I think is best for my family. What these girls need to do is have their own ideologies and quit being scared, as we always say, and come on and talk about what you guys need, what you guys want, how you guys feel that you can promote the sport, and how people can help you promote the sport. Because if they don't know, again, it may be crickets again on their own recognizance and nobody else's.
Yeah, that's the problem. I and personally, I did support Kamala Harris. I didn't vote because yesterday, the other day, I was doing a lot of stuff. My knee, I couldn't get out of the house like I wanted to. But people gonna learn what's gonna fall, hit the fire. Here we got my man Jeremy, aka Femme Physique Fan, aka the Art of Female Muscle. He's came through. He just did an interview, folks, this earlier with Tracy Jones, who just made her pro debut at the Clash. I'm gonna check it out later and listen to it. Shout out to Jeremy. Welcome, brother, and thank you for coming through.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, we just finished up, and it was a really good time.
Yeah,
So,
because I
really
want you
nice.
to. I didn't know how long you'd be on with your interview because I know you probably wanted to. You're working in the days now and stuff like that, So
Right.
but what's your thoughts? What you think? And we go back to now that the Remaining Muscle Fest is over. It's done. It's a wrap. Natalia Kobaleva now is going to the Olympia. I hope she can. Hope she doesn't have any visa issues where she can make it here. Well, I think she people go hog wild. She comes here to the States, especially the fans, especially the Smos. I mean, she's just huge. She's just a monster.
As
AJ are
as
going oi 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 oi.
as I understand it, she does have a USA visa. So
Oh,
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything standing in the way of her coming. So as
good.
far as I know.
Yeah.
So, but now, what is the topic?
We're talking about the future of women's bodybuilding, how things are going to go. Can you think about it? We only have about 6 more weeks left of this year,
Mm-hmm.
and this year we didn't almost have any shows because some shows got dropped, but then people like Alina Popa step up and she had the Alina Classic, the Muscle Contest created the Grand Prix, and now you already have set in stone top 5 competitors for this year. Because you're gonna have Andrea, Angela, Ashley, Hella, and now you have Anastasia Kovaleva. And the question is, you think if someone could add another show, especially for next year, now because I know we have the Masters Olympic coming back. Would that really help women's bodybuilding more if this had that extra show?
No, it wouldn't. My prediction for women's bodybuilding is actually kind of dire
Mm-hmm.
because the way that I see it, the track record of the federations has been this for the last 24 years. Anytime they feel that a division is getting out of control, they come up with a new one. Used to be we had a total of one women's bodybuilding. Now we're up to six. Now, how many more of these? Now, because inevitably, based on the track record that they've got, all these divisions, figure, physique, fitness, they were all hailed as being, oh, well, this is going to be the smaller version. Where are they now? What has happened to every one of them? Now, figure is in trouble. Women's physique is in trouble on the amateur level because I just went through a while ago. I was shocked to see how many shows don't have either now. And as I've said before, for the first time ever, you got shows that have pulled figure from their competitive lineups. And these are supposed to be the divisions that save everything. But their stopgap solution has been, oh, well, if things get out of control, create another division. They can't do that forever. Because if they do, you're going to end up with what? Week-long shows with like 10 divisions just for the women? And Lord knows how many people showing up for that? Eventually, it's going to hit a critical mass, and they're going to say, enough is enough. We have to do something. We got to trim things. What's first on the chopping block?
Yeah,
What's first? And it's going to be women's bodybuilding. But here's the thing. Even if they do get, one thing you got to differentiate between is competitive female bodybuilding and recreational female bodybuilding. There are a bunch of women who live the bodybuilding lifestyle who've either not competed and have no desire to compete. Competitive female bodybuilding may very well die. Female bodybuilding in and of itself won't, thanks to this amazing technology we have called the internet.
Yeah.
And women will still want to meet together. So, I mean, the competitions may go away, but female bodybuilding itself, it'll never die. You'll always have women who want to look like that.
Yeah, and one thing is, as you know, the remaining most events the day before they have amateur qualification. They picked up two new physique in figure pros, but because not enough competitors, there was only two ladies at this show. This lady here, 54 years old, she won the overall for women's bodybuilding. Great physique, great aesthetics. I think if there's another body, she probably could have got a pro card. I mean, look, back is just crazy. And the other lady here looked like I don't know, she just jumped into it the last minute. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I thought that too.
yeah. I mean, and